Hello again, dear lovely IELTS candidates, and welcome to my channel, IELTS with Ralph. Hope you're fine. Well, today we're going to talk about agree disagree type of essay, and as you know, it is the most common type of question in IELTS task 2. So we'll delve into this type of essay. We'll analyze and break down different parts of our paragraphs, and we'll see how we can get 9 band score in agree disagree essays. So first, read the question together. This is our question. Universities should accept equal numbers of male and female students in every subject. To what extent do you agree or disagree? All right. You know what I most of the times I tell my students is that try to choose one side only. All right. You can, partly agree, but it's easier to just simplify it and pick one side. So choosing one side would be very easy for you to analyze and justify your position. All right. And one of the things which is very important is to underline keywords. It can help to make sure that you understand the question. All right, so accept equal numbers of male and female students in every subject is our keywords, or are our keywords. And one thing is very important here, every subject. It's very, very important, right? It does not select a specific subject in school or university. It just says every subject. So in your introduction in the second part, which you restate or you paraphrase the question, all right, you have to put into your second sentence this every subject, which is very important. All right. Now let's break down our paragraphs. We'll have 4 paragraphs, all right, and we'll follow our first template. As you know, in writing task 2, I teach 2 templates. Our previous video was the second template, and in this video, I'm gonna follow our first template. It's a little bit different from the second template. All right. So in our introduction, we'll have general statement. You give general statement, and then you paraphrase question statement, and then you state your thesis statement, which is your position and your main ideas. All right. And in body paragraph 1, you state your first main idea, and then you give 2 supporting details, all right? 2 supporting details. And then you explain your first detail, and then you explain your second detail, and transition into next paragraph, which is optional. You may write or you may not write, so it's not that much important. And then the same let's say structure we'll have for paragraph or second paragraph, body paragraph, which is you state your second main idea, and then you give 2 supporting details. You explain detail 1 and then detail 2, and you transition, and there would be a transition into conclusion, which is, again, it's optional. And the last paragraph, which is conclusion, you summarize main points or you restate your thesis statement, and then you give suggestion or recommendation. So after reading the question, the main thing that we'll do is to write our outline. First of all, before writing our outline, we should make a clear position or opinion. Which side do we agree or disagree? So do we agree that universities should accept equal numbers of male and female students in every subject or not? So my position is that I strongly disagree. So it is not a kind of partly agree or disagree with the question, all right? I strongly disagree with this question. And I'm going to write my outline. I'm going to write 2 main ideas and give 2 supporting details for each of these main ideas. All right. So my first main idea is that it would undermine national progress. all right? And what are my two supporting details? The first is that it by wasting talents and time, and the second is that it will lead to underperformance. And my second main idea is that it creates inequality, all right? And there are two supporting details for this. The first one is that it deprives deserving students, and then it demotivates students. These are my two supporting details for that main idea. Now it's time to start writing. I'm going to write introduction, and I'll start with the first statement in my introduction, which is general statement. So what is general statement? As I said before, your general statement can be about a recent development related to the topic, right? You can say, for example, in the past was that, and now it's like this. Nowadays, it's like this, all right? I'm going to write something about male-female equality in university classes, all right? Or the number of males and females in classes. That it's a very trending topic, all right? So this is my first statement here, my general statement. The subject of male to female student ratio in university classes has been a trending topic in recent debates on gender equality. So it is, I talk about recent development about the topic, recent discussions or debates about the topic, all right? Now, my second sentence will be paraphrasing the question statement. So I paraphrase the question using some synonym language, right? In order to show the examiner a wide range of vocabularies that I know, right? In this regard, it is proposed that university seats should be equally allocated between male and female students for every course. So instead of every subject, I've written every course. All right? Now, I should, in my thesis statement, which is my next statement, next sentence, I should provide my position and my two main ideas in thesis statement, in agree and disagree type of question, right? So, I will write something like this. However, I strongly disagree with this view. And what are my reasons? Because focusing on gender would undermine national progress and lead to inequality towards well-qualified students. And these are my two main ideas, right? This is a very good, a perfect introduction and a very good thesis statement. As you know, as I've said before, your thesis statement is the most important sentence in all your essay. By reading your thesis statement, a reader should know what the question is about, all right? So when I'm given a thesis statement and I don't know what the topic is about, what the question is about, I should know the question by reading your thesis statement, all right? So this is very important. Now let's start our body paragraph, our first body paragraph. And as you know, my first sentence in body paragraph 1 is to state your main idea. So what was our main idea? Undermine national progress. So I'm going to change it because in our thesis statement, I wrote the same, right? I'm going to use other words here. To begin with, implementing this proposal would degrade the productivity of our nation. Degrade the productivity of our nation. All right, this is my main idea. Now I should give two supporting details. You know the supporting details as we work in writing our outline. All right, now I'm gonna continue this sentence by saying, by wasting the talents of skilled individuals and setting up students to underperform. I'm going to read again the first and second sentence. To begin with, implementing this proposal would degrade the productivity of our nation by wasting the talents of skilled individuals and setting up students to underperform. These are my two supporting details. Now, in my next sentence, I'm going to explain my first detail, right? There are a lot of ways that you can explain your supporting detail. And here, I'm going to use the technique of elaboration and consequence. Elaboration and consequence. So, I'm going to write something like this. Disqualifying deserving students from a class simply to maintain the set ratio of male to female students will waste their precious time and delay their graduation and employment, which will negatively impact our national economy. This is a kind of, let's say, elaboration and consequence. So I elaborate my supporting detail and then I talk about its consequence. So whenever you elaborate your supporting detail, that would be better if you tell the reader about its consequence. All right. Now it's time to explain our second detail, supporting detail. So I'm going to use again the technique of speculation about the future and its consequence. So you can talk about something, its effect in the future in the society or individuals, and then you can talk about its consequence, all right? So I'm going to write something like this. Furthermore, such a proposal would undermine the importance of hard work and result in underperformance as students learn to rely more on their gender for admission than their competence. All right? So I speculate and then I talk about its consequence on the individuals or on the society or on the students. All right? Now let's turn to our second body paragraph, and our first sentence will be to state our second main idea. As you remember, our second main idea was that that would create inequality. All right, I'm gonna change it a little bit, and I'm gonna use some synonym language. All right, in order not to repeat the same word. So, this is our first sentence. Ironically, such an attempt to create gender equality in universities would give rise to a new form of inequality. Would give rise to a new form of inequality. So, this is my main idea. And now I should mention my two supporting details for this main idea. I will write something like this. Many deserving students would be deprived of equal educational opportunity, and this can demotivate students to pursue further education. So, deprive of equal educational opportunity, which is our first supporting detail, and demotivate. So, I'm going to talk more about deprivation of students and demotivations. All right. Now, in our next sentence, I'm gonna explain my first supporting detail and I'm gonna elaborate, all right? Elaborate more. What do I mean by depriving of equal educational opportunity? Numerous hardworking students take their education very seriously, and to disqualify them from a class only because of their gender would be a great injustice. This is elaboration. I elaborate my supporting detail. What do I really mean by depriving students of, let's say, of equal educational opportunity? All right. Now, my next sentence would be to explain my second supporting detail. I'm going to use the technique of speculation and consequence. All right. So I said in my supporting details that demotivates students. What do I mean by demotivating students? All right. In fact, such injustice can easily demotivate students as they lose faith in the educational system or begin to doubt their abilities. So this is a kind of speculation and consequence strategy. All right, this is our second body paragraph. Now it's time to talk about our conclusion. Our conclusion, as you know, is to summarize the main points or to restate our thesis statement. All right. So we again talk about our position and two main ideas, but we changed the words, right, in order not to repeat the same words as we said in our thesis statement. So I will start writing something like this. In conclusion, university seats should not be equally distributed. This is my position, right? Between male and female students because focusing on gender would undermine national progress and result in inequality towards well qualified students. So, again, I mentioned my two main ideas and my position here in my conclusion. And the last sentence in my conclusion is to give suggestion or recommendation. For example, as such, I strongly urge school boards across our nation to reject such proposals. This is a kind of suggestion or recommendation that you can use in writing your last sentence in conclusion. All right, now let's see cohesive devices. How many cohesive devices I've used in this essay? So as you can see, these are our cohesive devices in this essay. A lot, right? A lot of cohesive devices that I've tried to make my essay coherent, to follow coherence and cohesion, right? And these are coordinating conjunctions that I've used in my essay, right? I've made a lot of compound sentences here in this essay. And these are subordinating conjunctions that make complex sentences, all right? These are subordinating conjunctions I've used in my essay. So writing compound and complex sentences would definitely improve your overall band score, right? And this is my only relative pronoun that I've used in this essay, which, right? And tenses. Let's see how many tenses I've used in this essay. So our present simple tense is highlighted in green, as you can see. Present perfect is highlighted in light blue, right? And future simple is highlighted in blue. And these are my modal tenses that I've used. I've used a lot of modal tenses, as you can see. Very important. Very important in improving your band score in task 2. And these are vocabularies that I've used in my essay. Again, as you can see, there are a lot of vocabularies, a wide range of vocabularies in this essay. And that is why this essay will definitely get 9 band score because of these things that I mentioned here: vocabulary, cohesive devices, subordinating conjunctions, relative pronouns, coordinating conjunctions, and the tenses, right? Now, that's the end of our today's session, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this part. In our next parts, we will analyze more questions, and I'll try to give as much information as I can, so you will be able to improve your band score in task 2. And task 1 will definitely analyze so many questions in task 1 academic writing too. So until next time, enjoy your time, stay tuned, and goodbye.